Hello everyone and welcome to another Descent Journeys in Dark 2nd edition, my review of the Oath of the Outcast, which finally came into the post today. Oh wow, very hard to actually get now because they're just like out of stock, or actually a little bit too high price. Well, if I actually get this out of the way, because it's not an opening, because I've already opened it. Right. So, what do you get? Well, you get 4 heroes and 3 monster groups, all from 1st edition. So, the hero monster collections is going to be either okay, fine, or really, really good. Yeah, I have just only the main game of 1st edition. I didn't get to buy any of the expansions. Well, if you don't have any of the 1st edition, then these just might be very good for you. I don't mean to eat them, of course, because that would be very silly. Well, let's get started, shall we? Right, so we have the rule script. I can't really call it a book because it's just nothing really. Okay, so the main focus is on just mainly this part right here, using this expansion. Now, if you actually have some of the 1st edition and you've got the conversion kit, of course, it states, if my camera can actually get into this, because my camera's not the best. Yeah, that's it. This is what, using the components from the conversion kit, remove the heroes and monsters with the same name as those in the expansion and return them to the game box. So that's a shame in some ways, but then you don't actually have to use it at all. I will tell you that at the near the end of this review anyway. It also says, when playing a campaign that you utilize rumour cards, add the included rumour card without the card there, and advanced quest cards to their respective supplies. Now, in this book, it doesn't actually say how to use the quest and rumour cards, so if you don't actually have either Lay of the Worm, the Trollfins, Manor of Ravens, and whatever else is coming out with those rumour cards in it, then, well, you won't actually be using the rumour quest at all. So, which is a shame, really. But then I actually have them anyway. It's just those that don't. And of course, you open the page, you have the, let's zoom out a bit, shall we? Yeah, you go. You got the Oath of the Outcast quest, which is the first one. It's a simplish map. And right away, you have search tokens. There's 2, 2, and 3. That's right. No 4. So if you actually have 4 heroes, you've only got 3 chances of searching. You're right, if you have 2 or 3, then it's just normal. There has actually been some quests that's like that already, so interesting. I won't actually go through all of this because it becomes too much of a hassle of making a video even longer. Let's just say the rewards is if the Overlord wins, he receives the Unseen Wings Overlord card. But that's it. Yeah, heroes win nothing. Just the Overlord. So you've got to stop the Overlord from winning, but you get nothing in return, or you just let the Overlord win and the Overlord just gets the Overlord card and the heroes get nothing. Well, there's still the 3 search tokens, or 2 if there's 2 heroes. Interesting. Then it comes down to the next part, the Prison of Ice and Lies. Yet again, it's a nice little small map. Hooray, we love small maps. And of course, for the winning part, the heroes win, you get the well, the reward on the advanced quest card, and of course Overlord would get the reward on the advanced quest card, and that's really it. There's the descriptions and little bits and pieces, little stories and all that. Yeah, it's not a book, it's just a little leaflet. But we have some changes. Now, if you actually do have the conversion kit, this is the Act 1 Beastman. Yes, that's right, it's Beastman and not Beastman. So Skeletor's going to be wondering where Beastman is. He'll be over here. Right, Ravage, +1 damage when you get the surge. Only a blue and yellow, and it's a melee. Whilst the Master gets the red dice and command with +2. Now, command is that each minion within free space of this monster may reroll 1 dice on its attached. Right, you got that? May reroll 1 die on each of its attacks. Now, it didn't state the attack dice or power dice, it just states may reroll 1 die of its attacks. And of course, each minion can only benefit from 1 monster with command during each of its attacks. And of course, Ravage is both monsters' actions can be attack actions, which of course the minions and Master actually has. So really, the Beastman is actually a pretty good monster, considering that he has 4 health, and if you check on the conversion kit version, they only have 2 health, which means that the Oath of the Outcast version is much better with the survivability. Oh, when I just saw that, I was like, oh yes, of course, excellent. So they're both exactly the same, they do exactly the same things, but of course that is the more far superior version. And of course, when it comes down to Act 2, it has 1 more health than the conversion kit version. Everything else is all the same. Well done. Plus the Beastman models are actually are really good as well. Considering that the first edition was like, oh, commit me bruh style. Yeah, these are a lot more savage and really awesome. Right, next we'll have the Bane spiders. I should actually get the other version too, and I can tell you this much, they are exactly the same, including Act 2. They are exactly the same. But if you don't know what Bane spiders do, they do poison and pierce, and they have blue and red, and they're shooters, so they have a very short range, but they're still shooters, but they could do quite a bit of damage, but they're shooters. The Master gets Cocoon instead. Now, Cocoon is a skill. Each hero adjacent to this monster must test awareness. So I'm trying to get comfortable here. Each hero who fails is immobilized. So what you actually do with these is you move forward just a little bit, and then you web them and then move back. Well, I'll say web them, it's cocooning them, but still it's the same thing. And you get to laugh. Now, if you combine that with the Beastman, that is going to be so hilarious. Beastman Master, you could really do a lot of damage, especially when they're all cocooned, and then you just shoot the heroes to death. It's absolutely hilarious. I've yet to have done it myself, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's because that I don't actually think these through very often, and I quite like still using the normal 2nd edition stuff. Well, anyway, that is the Bane Spider, and of course Beastman. They all actually have their uses, by the way. Just like I said, using the Bane Spiders, you literally get a master, even if you have 2, and that's exactly how you really use them. Unless they have a high awareness, then it's like there's not really much point of having them, because it's literally walk forward just a little bit, cocoon them, and walk back if you can. If you can't, then yeah, you're free to do whatever you wish. Like, shoot at them, so then the heroes must come closer to you. And then we have one of my personal favourites, the Razor Wings, which yet again are exactly the same. So yay for sameness. Well, it is sometimes, because you don't have to do any stretching. But you can see already that they actually have brown defense dice, Act 1 and 2, Act 1 and 2. You may be thinking, well, that's kind of bad, isn't it? Well, the answer is no. To use them properly, as you can see, movement 5 and fly, movement 6 and fly, yeah, they're your delivery service. You use them to do either one of 2 things. Get you all of your I don't know, objective tokens towards you, or something stupid like that. Yeah, literally they're your delivery service. As they could fly over terrain as well. They're absolutely messed up. The more you get, the better, because another tactic what you can use, right, is to actually have something big. I didn't show you the Bane Spiders, but hold on. Something big there, and you have the heroes around here, and then you can use your Razor Wings to fly behind them, and now they're kind of trapped. Now they've got to waste some turns, or should I say some actions, just to fight either forward or backwards. Ha! Isn't that so funny? Oh yeah, the Bane Spiders look really awesome, and so did the Razor Wings. Right, so that's how you use the Razor Wings. Just mainly delivery service, because they can fly over water, fly over pits, fly over heroes. Yeah, very. I really do like them. Now let's check out the heroes. A little comparison. How about Elorr Mock? Come on. Right, so if you have the conversion kit, they are exactly the same in stat wise. The heroic feat are exactly the same as well, which is you use at the start of the turn to look at the Overlord's hand, and then the Overlord discards 1 card of your choice, whilst the hero ability is different. Now, the older version was each time another hero within free space of you recovers 1 or more health, you recover 1 health. Each time another hero within free space of you recovers 1 or more fatigue, you recover a fatigue. Now it's once per turn, when another hero within free space of you recovers 1 or more health or fatigue, you may recover 1 health or fatigue. So you get the choice, which is absolutely great. So if you want to heal someone, and you do, then you have a choice of also regaining health or fatigue, which is absolutely brilliant. Much better than the older version. So there goes that. He also might make a good let me think. The apothecary, perhaps, give everyone elixirs and all that. Then all of a sudden they can drink their elixirs as long as you're right next to them. You're going to keep gaining like health and fatigue, and you could keep spending your fatigue like crazy. Another good one would be maybe a bard, because of the free spaces. The bard's special abilities is also within free spaces as well. Of course, the divine is always an excellent choice. Yeah, choices. Right, next one is Trolloc the Strong. Right, there he is. Hi, I'm Trolloc the Strong, I carry an axe. Congratulations. With all that armour and shield, he still only has a grey defence dice. Anyway, all of his stats are exactly the same. The heroic feat is yet again the same, which is used when you perform an attack. With 4 dice are rolled, choose and remove 1 defense die from the defense pool of your target, which is yet again exactly the same as the conversion kit. The hero ability, however, is different. Right, his one, no. The last one was, each time you attack, you may reroll 1 power dice. Limit once per attack, which is not bad in Act 2 because you get a lot more dice. By next one, so. Most of the time you probably won't even re-roll if you have like a 2, because you don't want to actually roll either another 2 or a 1, because that would be pointless. Yeah, so okay, it's not that bad, but it's a bit so. His one is, each of your attacks gain +1 damage. Excellent. Each time you're affected by an attack, add 1 shield to your defense results, which means it's actually a lot more better than a black defense dice. As a grey defense dice, you get 0 to 3, while a black dice is 0 to 4. This is technically giving your grey defense dice a 1 to 4. That's really, really good. I like a lot. Right, next we have Laurel Bloodwood. Okay, comparison is, well, the stats aren't exactly the same. With the new one, you get an additional 2 more stamina, exactly what we like with scouts. Stamina of 5, because low health, yeah, but everything else is the same, kind of. Now the hero ability is, well, practically the same. So this one is like each time you perform an ranged attack and the total range result exceeds the distance to the target, that attack gains +1 damage. Well, yeah, of course. Most of the time, whenever I've done ranged attacks with a scout, I actually have done a lot more range. So I think I'm going to be using her in the foreseeable future. Her heroic feat has changed for the better, I'm going to tell you that much. If you haven't noticed, then yeah, it is for better. Right, focus. Perform an attack with the ranged weapon, ignoring the range rolled. This attack cannot miss due to rolling an X or insufficient range. So with the old one, you get like, oh look, there's a monster within 500 squares away. Yeah, that's going to be a hit. But that's kind of pointless. This one, however, is perform an attack with a ranged weapon. If you roll an X, treat it as a blank result. This attack gains +10 range, that's very important by the way, and adds a surge to the results. So you automatically get a high amount of range anyway. Now when I said the attack range gains +10 in range, just go back to this and yeah, it exceeds the distance of the target, you get +1 damage. So really, there's a very high chance of getting a +1 damage, and you also may getting a surge as well. And of course, it auto hits. That's absolutely awesome, especially when you're at close range. Now, I actually forgot to say about Trolloc the Strong, what kind of good class to go for. Well, he has a movement of 3, so I probably wouldn't recommend a skirmisher, even though that one of his skills is to give a +1 to speed. But yeah, I'd probably recommend the knight. Would be a very good idea, especially with the advance, which is very, very good. What else I could recommend? I could probably also recommend the champion because of the each of your attacks doing +1 damage as well, so you can easily kill. Just trying to remember all of them off by heart. Yeah, you could probably go for the Berserker, especially with the likes of the +1 damage. But of course, you'd survive a lot more better with the +1 shield bonus when it comes down to well, when you're on low health and stuff like that. I can't remember the skills, but I think you might have the idea of what I'm talking about. If you don't, then have a look at the classes. That's very important. Laurel the Bloodwood. Wow, it's really hard to see in this light. Yeah, okay. She is running with a dagger. Yeah, that's exactly what she's supposed to do. Run with a dagger. Yeah, exactly. I don't think this model represents Laurel very good. The older one does, but yet again, I have to mention that I don't actually have the expansions, and Laurel is actually part of an expansion. So I guess I'll have to deal with just her running around with a dagger. Well, anyway. So then, classes to go for this one, I would probably recommend the Wildlander for obvious reasons. I just say move, shoot, etc, etc. The Stalker probably would be an interesting one to go for as well, just because yes, you do actually get a shooting weapon, but of course the net isn't all that great anyway, so you want to go and get a shooting type weapon, whether it's a bow or a rune, either one. Or perhaps even the Bounty Hunter class, which is in the Manor of Ravens. Of course, you start with a crossbow, and of course you get to use your targeting mark on one creature. What you could do is, well, should be able to easily hunt it down very quickly, especially in using that. You automatically hit, and you could even do this at point blank range if you want to kill your target quickly. Get +1 damage, +1 surge, also hit, and if you're marked as well, you could probably either hurt a lieutenant very quickly, or if you're very lucky, kill. Well, that is Laurel dealt with. Yeah, I still like her. Next is Shiver, who looks like he just wants to high five everyone. Yeah, you can't really see in this light. There you are. That's better light. Hello, I'm waving to you. Hello, my people. Hello, high five people. Yes, anyway, that's great. Right. They're both exactly the same, apart from the latest one has +2 health. So, if you have the conversion kit, you might already know about him already. If you don't, and you just go, oh well, I'm not going to bother read any of them until I get the expansions or anything. Well, this is what he does. Right, monsters must spend 1 additional movement point to enter a space adjacent to you. Yeah, okay, that's really good. Flyers coming by, well, they have to spend 1 movement point. If you're right next to water, then they're going to be spending 3 movement points. How scary is that? Now, what about the heroic feat? Right, so it's a skill right there. Each figure adjacent to you is immobilized. Considering what he does, that +2 health actually seems to be pretty good. But what kind of class do you think we should give him? Perhaps a Hexer class, as it's quite more of a short rangey kind of thing. The more you get, the more dangerous you become. Oh, how about maybe a Geomancer? Geomancer, you can have one of your summoning runes right next to you. Do that. each figure adjacent to you is immobilized. Now, please note, it does say each figure adjacent to you is immobilized, not each monster. Yeah, so you have to be careful of when you do this. Yeah, anyway, back to the Geomancer. So you have your Summoning Stone right next to you, you do that, and then you walk off by teleporting somewhere else. You go, bye, and you leave him behind. Right, so the only things left is you have the rumour card. There's the Oath of the Outcast. That gets you to that place. And of course, if the Overlord wins that Oath of the Outcast, you get the Unseen Wings. There you go, the Overlord reward card, which is an event. So play this card during your turn to choose one monster group. Move up to 3 monsters in that group, up to 3 spaces. Oh, that's horrid. Horrid for heroes, of course. Especially when it comes down to more time-based, because, well, actually practically every single quest is time-based. Anyway. Yeah, so here's the Prison of Ice and Lies, but the rewards are for the Overlord. You got the Curse of 12. Exhausted card when a monster with a cursed monster, that trait suffers damage equal to its health, so in other words, when it dies, that monster immediately recovers 1 health. Oh, it's like a complete regeneration thing. How nasty. And it does say exhaust this card, so you're going to get that back. The heroes, however, join the first round of each encounter. So literally first turn. Right, each master monster with the cursed monster trait, if there is any around, uses the characteristics, abilities, and dice of a minion monster of the same type. Sounds pretty good, especially when you're in a small map. However, if you are on a big map, let's say, for example, this is not really much of a big map, but still, let's say that the heroes are starting there, but the cursed monsters are all the way over here. It's kind of meaningless. But of course, if the cursed monsters start around here, or a little bit more closer, if there was like a gap there, just saying, then it's actually really good. Yeah, okay. Well, that's all I have. It was actually a little bit more interesting than I thought, because I wasn't actually going to get this straight away, but I know. Right. Let's see. How about if no, when I wanted to say about these, it does say you're supposed to remove these away, but you know that they may have the same name, but they have different pictures and they are different models, so perhaps you could actually have 2 sets of Razor Wings, because they have all the same stats and everything like that, and even the same Bane spiders, but not Beastman, because that makes sense as the Beastman has changed. Sorry, Beastman has changed. Well, it's not that hard to say I'm going to be moving these Razor Wings, and then the Overlord starts moving them, and then somehow starts moving them and then moves back to them. That's illegal, because that's 2 different groups. But I don't think there is actually much point of having 2 of the same. There's not many that has 2 open groups or more. And even so, is it really worth it? No, I don't think it is. Right, so, scores. If you have no expansions or no first edition, when I say no expansion, I mean all the first edition expansions and no of the main first edition box set, then I would say maybe about a 7 out of 10. If you have the main box set, then you're only looking at 2 new heroes. Of course, the Beastman has actually gotten a little bit more better, and the other 2 heroes also have a bit of a change, just a little bit of a change. So I would probably say maybe a 6.5. If you have the main game and the expansions, yet again, I'd probably say a 6.5 again. Well, that's all I have for now. Thank you very much. Until next time. Bye.